Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I made my hobo gloves for a concert that I was going to as part of a whole outfit that I wore, and now I've become sort of mildly obsessed with them. I like them a lot. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And it's kind of the case, but technically I found this yesterday and it wasn't when I got off work. So no, it doesn't apply. No, yesterday I went out. I actually had the day off. So I went out, hit up Walmart because I needed some supplies for things and food and living and such. And I went over there, I was pretty much done with all my shopping. I went over there and I turned a corner and I saw this and I was like, that's perfect. What is it? Well, folks, it happens to be, boom, it's from Liquid Death. It's their Killer Cola. So yeah, it's a flavored sparkling water that's supposed to taste like a cola. Liquid Death, of course, you know, they've become pretty famous and or infamous, depending on how you want to look at them, for their sparkling waters and, you know, all their cool stuff. I've reviewed a bunch of their stuff at this point, and recently they came out with these 3 varieties of sort of soda-flavored sparkling waters. There's Dr. Death, which is their Dr. Pepper, and they also had a root beer one. I've already reviewed both of those. Finally, we're getting to the cola. Hopefully it's good. At the very least, I only had to buy 1 can. With the other ones, I was only able to find it in like 6-packs or 8-packs, whatever the hell they were. This one I found singular. So if it sucks, But let's get a thing for the thing here. Yeah, maybe it'll be a little bit something like that. Yeah, we'll kind of Let's give it a go. I was told by a friend of mine who enjoys the Liquid Death stuff. She's like, yeah, that one was kind of the least impressive to me. But we'll see. Open the thing up. And hooray, it's not frozen. It's very cold, and I left it out in the car. It's also where the gloves come into play. No real scent to speak of, and at least not anything uber significant. I'll be honest with you, I might have to disagree with my friend on this one. I actually kind of dig that. Here's the thing. So, one of my points of contention that I've had with pretty much all of these Liquid Death flavors that they've done recently, they also do it for their teas, is that they flavor it with agave nectar, which is really a love it or hate it ingredient. One of my coworkers, when they came out with the teas, he was like obsessed with it. He really, really liked it. I did not care for it very much. When it's come to the sodas, I have found that I can get along with it. And with the root beer, I was willing to go with it. The Dr. Death, a little bit more here or there. Didn't hate it, but, you know, it's a very strong and very distinct flavor. And if you don't like it, it can be a bit problematic. But actually in this, where I kind of figured of the 3 sodas, it would be the most difficult to sort of incorporate, it actually kind of works, I think. Yeah, there is a little bit of that, what I would consider to be a somewhat abrasive flavor quality to the agave. It almost brings on like a slight, like almost kind of bitterness to it, you know? And that's where, like, for me, that's where it starts to lose me, because I don't really want bitterness in, you know, my tea or, what have you. But if you use it the right way and what have you, I can get along with it. And like I said, with the root beer, I thought it worked pretty well because, you know, root beer already has, like, you know, kind of a rooty taste. It's very earthy. With the Dr. Death, I kind of feel like it just took up a little bit too much of the flavor. With this, though, cola, I will say I think they chose very well in doing the sodas that they did, because not only are they just classic style sodas, cola, Dr. Pepper, root beer. Really, out of all of them, root beer is probably the one that's the most contentious as far as, root beer is not quite as popular as the other two. But I think that's, again, where they really were smart in choosing them, because especially with that agave flavoring, that's not going to go well with every soda. But the kind of older style sodas, the ones that are a little bit more earthy and stuff, and they've got, kind of a lot of flavors going on, that can work. And I actually think that it works really well here. I actually like this. Son of a bitch, the one that I only bought one of is the one that I like. Although, again, I like the root beer, to be fair. And the Dr. Death I didn't hate. I mean, honestly, for, I would say probably 75% of that, it just tastes like a fairly decent cola. Credit where it's due, also, when it comes to actually incorporating the flavor and making it taste like the things that they're supposed to, they do a pretty damn good job. I'm not going to say it's 1-to-1. Like, you're probably not going to choose this over a Coke if what you want is a Coke. But I would take this over some of, like, the bullshit budget sodas that I've had. What was it? Because I've reviewed plenty of the fucking budget sodas. What was it? Like, maybe Walgreens? Maybe their Nice Cola, I don't think was very good. Aldi, their Summit Cola. That was fucking garbage. Watch my review if you want, like, my full take on it. But no, this actually kind of works for me. And it's interesting the way the cola flavor works, because at the end of the day, it's not a cola, it is a sparkling water. So, it's not going to have that exact flavor profile, but it's similar while also having kind of its own elements. It almost has like kind of a slight fruitiness. Yeah. But I would say that if you handed this to me, you didn't tell me what it was, I would probably just assume maybe it's like either an off-brand cola or maybe even like sort of like a craft cola, like a small batch kind of thing. Not something from one of like the bigger companies, but something that's a little bit less refined, a little bit less worked out specifically, but at the same time with still some good flavor. I will say, and I've had this issue with all of the colas, I'm kind of surprised at the level of carbonation. It's not poor, but I personally I like my drinks, especially my sodas, to be properly carbonated. These, it's carbonated, but a little bit less so than my personal standards. But it's nice. I actually like this. I can perfectly get along with that. And I think the main reason why is because I feel like it's the most subdued with that agave flavor. It really only comes in at the tail end, and you only kind of get a little bit of an aftertaste. I like that. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? 3rd question, am I freezing right now? Yes, and fuck yes I am. My fingers are going numb. The gloves help, but only so much. Because it is like about, I think it's like 16 degrees today, and I can't have the car heater on because my phone will pick it up. Hooray. But, no, I actually enjoy that. And, I think out of the 3 of them, it's probably my favorite. So, yeah, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it, I do veer in a different direction than my friend is, as far as her opinion of these is concerned. Because I actually think I like this one the best. I think the agave flavor plays the smallest role, and I think that the cola flavor that they came up with for it is both familiar, but then also kind of unique and interesting, And really my biggest gripe would be, again, the agave aftertaste, but I can kind of deal with that. Honestly, would just be maybe the carbonation level. Again, I just maybe like it a little bit, have a little extra bite. But I could see getting this again. And if I'm recommending it, I personally am. I think that, all 3 of the, now that I've had all 3, I think that all 3 of the Liquid Death soda flavors are interesting and have their own merits. And, I've had kind of ups and downs with all of them to some extent. But this one is definitely the least. This is the one where I can really pick this up and just kind of go with it. And I think that maybe not everybody, obviously not everybody, like I said, my one friend apparently didn't appeal to her as much as it does to me. I'll be interested to see if I'll definitely get another one. I want to have my one coworker try it because I've had him try the other ones. And he liked both of the other ones, so it'd be interesting to see how he takes it. But this is one where, yeah, I would say, especially if you can get it in a single can, try it out and then, but in worst case scenario, still pretty tasty. So 5 things before I get out of here, though. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly cola-tastic rest of your life, I guess. Cola's good. I like cola. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know if you try this one. Please hit me up in the comments about it. Let me know what your personal opinion is. Because, again, out of the 3, it was the one that I really did I was like, it's probably going to be the one I like the least. And, so for it to really have kind of flipped it on its head from what my expectation is, that doesn't happen all that often. I'm usually pretty spot on with this stuff. But every now and again. So let me know your experiences with it. And if not, feel free to comment anyway about damn near anything you want. It's a comment section. If you comment something shitty, I'll just delete it anyway. So, bye!